Hello, and welcome to the introductory episode of Still Singaporean. Let's do a quick round of introductions. My name is Jason.
I'm Jolynn.
I'm Yu Siang.
And I'm Joanne.
And yes, if you cannot tell from our podcast name, you probably can hear from our accent. We are still Singaporean, even if we have been eating bagels instead of ban mian.
Don't get me started on Singaporean food. So we've all introduced our names, but how do people really know who we are?
Okay, to give our listeners some context, this podcast is brought to you by Singapore Global Network. Thank you for sponsoring us. And it is hosted by us, a group of students from the NUS Overseas College program. As part of the program, we are working in the US for a year, specifically in New York City for the four of us.
Yeah, and not gonna lie, time really does fly because some of us have been working over here for almost a year now. And but essentially, we started this podcast because when we were all interning in the US, we kept asking ourselves, what does it mean to be like a Singaporean once you're overseas? And actually, I'm going to shoot this question to Joanne. How do you feel, okay, as a Singaporean student, college student living abroad, how do you feel about your Singapore identity?
Okay, I have no idea why he chose to ask me. I've been here the shortest, for context.
Okay.
I'm here for 6 months. They are nearing their 1 year mark. But I guess for me, it's really wherever I go, when I feel like I hear a Singaporean accent or someone that I meet on the streets and I'm just like, I know that's someone from my hometown, and that kind of connection, that's something that, to me, it's what it means to be Singaporean.
Lovely.
I love that.
You can shoot the next person.
Okay.
Pinpoint the next person.
Don't hate me.
Yeah?
Yeah, what does it mean to be Singaporean here?
Oh, same question.
Yeah.
Sabo.
Wow, tough. I think I would just relate to whatever you're saying. It's really very obvious when you see a Singaporean in person, especially in like such a faraway area per se, right? Like in Singapore, when you're just talking to people, you feel like it's a very normal thing. But when you come here, the first thing, let's say you're talking about something on the street with your friends, a random Singaporean will just walk by, then they'll start like staring at you. Then you know something is up already.
Fair.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know why. I don't know if it's a Singaporean thing or
It's like the
Yeah,
Singaporean.
then you'll start,
like
people will start talking behind your backs and stuff like that. Then that's when you know that okay, it's my gang, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it's really like what you said. The identity is very strong because I would say that our population is very small and stuff like that. So when we see people that we kind of know, we are much more comfortable with like speaking to them and stuff like that, which is why we want to introduce ourselves to them and get to know them better. Yeah.
Very good point. Pick another person to ask the next question.
I'll skip you for now, yeah? I'll go with Jason first so that Jason can ask you the question.
Oh, okay.
Smart.
Sure.
Since like all three of you have been here for like 1 year now,
Yeah.
something that you miss the most about Singapore?
About Singapore.
Yeah.
For me, I would say it's really the support system. I feel like in Singapore, there's really like, and Jolynn and I always talk about this, it's really the sense of familiarity that obviously we wouldn't be able to get it over here because you grew up over there. You know, there's so many memories from primary school, secondary school, favorite radio station, everything. So that is what I really, really miss about Singapore. I know everyone's gonna say the food. That one is a given. Like obviously, like we really, really do miss the food and everything.
And the prices.
And the prices, the affordability in Singapore. You'll be surprised. People think that Singapore is very expensive, which it is. But when you move to New York City, wow, Singapore, I tell you, is really like going back to JB, guys. Definitely do miss that. And the support system, my friends and family back home. That's one thing that I'm really, really looking forward to as we head home next week.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, and so my turn to ask the question,
Yes.
right? Okay, so Jolynn, you're the last one left. Okay, I'll give you an easy one. So how do you feel as a Singaporean working in your current NOC company? Because at NOC, you all work at startups, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you feel like a responsibility to, represent yourself? Or do you like code switch? Or how do you navigate that actually?
I think one aspect that I really love about my company is that because it's a startup, right? So they give me like the autonomy to run things myself. Yeah. So given like, for context, we do like housekeeping companies. Like so housekeeping for luxury buildings in New York City. Yeah. So my boss literally last week just told me, just go to talk to this big managing director from like a luxury company. Yeah, they manage like I think 20 over buildings in Manhattan itself.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, sure. Yeah, let's do it. So
Very
I think it's
impressive.
really like the trust. Yeah, and I really appreciate that the trust, the belief that my boss have in me to run things myself, take initiative, and yeah, just.
And do you like bring up any like Singaporean identity, like essence, like kiasuism or like whatever when you approach? these
Yeah, I
people?
think pretty much. I think casuism is one thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
like
close so many sales guys. Anyways, yeah. So we created Still Singaporean, this entire podcast, to have very insightful, fun, and of course like honest conversations with Singaporeans living and working in the US.
And we're talking cool people from diverse industries, folks in finance, tech, the arts, people doing incredible things and also carrying little pieces of Singapore wherever they go. So whether you're an overseas Singaporean missing Singlish, we can speak Singlish for you, and a student or professional figuring out life abroad, or someone back home curious about what Singaporeans are up to here or thinking about working globally, this podcast is for you.
So before we end off, we would like to thank Singapore Global Network for making all of this possible. Let us invite Cheryl, the Marketing Director of Americas for SGN, to share a few words.
Okay, Cheryl.
Hi. Before we dive into the series, I thought it would be great to share a little bit about myself and why this podcast exists. I'm Cheryl and I lead the work for Singapore Global Network right here in New York City. And yes, sometimes I do still crave kaya toast. SGN is all about building connections for Singaporeans and friends of Singapore, no matter where life takes them. And after moving here, I realized just how many of us are doing really incredible things. And that's something that it has been really interesting in this journey over here. And this podcast is a way for us to bring back some of that homeness, a little bit of the real, unfiltered stories of Singaporeans abroad. It could be their wins, their struggles, the weird snacks that they miss, and honestly, the values that ground us no matter where we are in the world. So it's also a little love letters to Singapore this National Day, for us to remind ourselves that no matter where we are still Singaporean, and we carry a little bit of ourselves wherever we are. So wherever you are tuning in, whether it's in the US, whether it's in Singapore, this one's for you.
Thank you, Cheryl. So before we end off, just a little teaser from our first episode. We'll be bringing on a female leader in tech, and if you want to find out who, no choice, gotta like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the first episode. Thank you and see you next time.
We hope you enjoy the podcast. See you guys.